Hi friends, it's been 100 minutes since last time I showed you around my garden, and now that it's 24th of March, I thought I'll give you a quick update. It looks very different to what you saw last time, but before we get into the main garden part, let me talk you through the patio because there's not much on it. So if we turn towards my house, 2 flower pots, and first one, this one, has mostly the geraniums. As you can see, they got hit by frost really badly, but they're just about surviving. This is the only geranium pot that did survive the late February, early March frost. And on the other side, I have some raising nasturtiums, which have been planted from seed. And I do happen to have still quite a lot of seeds from previous years, so hopefully they'll look good. And then if we turn this way, are you ready for this? The garden beds in the lawn are gone. They have been here for 3 years, and today is the day that they're no longer here. But before we get into them, I'll show you a couple of other things. Firstly, my Dame Judy Dent Rose is coming back to life after a period of dormancy through the winter, and my goodness, she is so cute. I forgot how delightful the foliage is, and honestly, I know roses are for flowers, but this foliage is kind of nice. I like it. Don't judge me, I'm weird like that. And then on this side, yes, you're seeing it correctly, I am in the UK, but this is a green stalk. I ended up finding a supplier in the UK, I think Bolton Gardens, if I remember correctly. I'll try and leave a link down below, that sells these for not a huge markup. Really not a huge. And the reason this thing is here is that I no longer have garden beds because the lawn has been converted so that my toddler can play in the grass through the summer. So if you're wondering why the garden beds from here are gone, that's the reason. And you can see the remnants of them where the new grass is growing in. That greener, sorry to point with my fingers, that greener grass is really where the beds were. So in this green stock, things will be happening. Let me just zoom out for you a little bit so you can see it better. At the moment we have some greens that, while in the seedling tray, got attacked by, yes, you guessed it, a snail or a slug of some other slippery thing, and they got really battered, but I've planted them out literally yesterday and they're already looking better. So there's that. We have warm weather coming up for a prolonged period of time, so hopefully there's not too much frost, because I put the beans out as well. Here they are, and the spinach, which should survive light frost, and the strawberries. So this green stock that I have is on a spinny tray with wheels, and yes, I'm quite excited to have it. Anyways, these are new to me strawberries. They came bareroot, and the variety is flamenco. Apparently that is the one recommended for UK as the everbearer, so that's what I got, and hopefully it works. I used to love the Florence variety, which is a late variety, a late summer variety, but the plants I've had in my own garden started going a little bit crazy if you look at the videos from last year, so I had to let them go. And for those of you that never grew spinach from seed, this is how the spinach seedlings look like before they get the true leaves. There's 2 long leaves, and then the round little true leaves will start coming in. Moving on, my Eureka lemon tree is looking really sorry. I do hope that it revives, but it's lost all the leaves, and that last bit of frost, it was slightly below 4, and this is frost hardy until 4. Now the branches are green and alive, so I don't know, we'll see. This happened before, by the way. Moving back here, I love this little heather hedge. It's cute, it attracts so many bees, and it's nice. As far as flowering things go, we have the hyacinth. Obviously it's spring, Easter is almost here. This hyacinth, gorgeous, and it's pink, and love it, love it, love it. A couple of things that I did since last year. We moved blueberries into pots. This one is Starburst, I think. It's basically a pink lemonade. And this one is, I think, a Patriot. Let me have a look. Blue crop. Close enough. And then the hydrangea, which was in a hedge, has also been moved, and my miniature rose, which is such a survivor, has also landed in a pot. And then I have some parsley as well, and as you can tell, this looks different. Most of the herbs are gone. I still have some oregano and some mint. Mint is so voracious, It's gonna take over whatever you do. And then I have a little rose cutting just here. I can't remember whether it's from the Generous Gardener or Dame Judy Dame Judy I can't say it anymore. Dame Judy Dench, there we are. But we'll see what grows. And then I have some chives here as well, which look very random and very in the middle of nowhere. And if you're wondering what on earth this is, that's actually a what do you call it? Calendula. There we are. And an onion. If you ever wonder, my garden is so wild. Anyway, let's move on to this side very quickly, because all of this beauty, except a couple of things, is all ornamentals. So these are my emperor tulips. They're actually more white normally, but this year they're coming up sort of yellowish. It's kind of fun. I feel like they've transformed a little bit. But really only white and pink is what I had in here. The pink ones, mentons, are not out yet. But as I said, the other ones are out. Now, as I'm walking with you, I'm starting to look for signs of my beautiful hostas, but I'm not seeing them. And I wonder if they have in fact survived. Now, as I said, there are some edible things in here, and specifically this is a blackcurrant bush, which is just slowly coming back to life, which is now nice. Now, here's up close of how my lawn is looking. This is all replanted where the beds were. I had this massive, excuse the footwear, I had this massive nasturtium here as part of the bed, and it's left a big gap. Now, this has been in fact seeded, but not much coming up yet. And if you look closely, you'll see a random edible plants popping up in this lawn all over the place. So there's a red vein sorrel here. There's a couple of onions here. There's probably some elephant garlic somewhere. That kind of a thing. But anyway, as far as this garden goes, my magnolia is looking nice. And right behind it, over here, you can see the plum. This is the golden gage plum tree that I've had for a few years now. It has not yet fruited. It takes up to 10 years for plum trees to fruit. This one is about 3 years old, and so you can see the thickness of this is quite nice, but it is for whatever reason split. Now, I'm pretty sure I've had some bunnies in the garden, and I'll say that. I'll jump to the side very quickly, because my iris, who has now doubled in size, has been nibbled down really badly, and literally all of my crocuses had been cut down. So I'm pretty sure that's bunnies, that's not slugs or snails, but who knows, I might be wrong here. So let's go back to the side very quickly, and I'll just show you. My garlic looks ridiculous. I've decided not to get rid of any garden waste through a communal compost, and I'll try to process as much of what my garden gets rid of through this garlic as possible. Now, from last 2 years, I did pull up quite a lot of compost from it. This was, by the way, completely uneven. There was a huge ditch here, and I filled the ditch. But as you can see, when you're composting eggs, please crush the shells, because they do come up quite large. Like, all of those big specks are in fact shells, not like you can tell. Let's turn around this way. Told you, random things in my lawn. And I'll talk you through this side very quickly. First things first, I have a couple of palm suckers. We'll see whether they grow. And in this tiny little grow house, I should show you this as well, there is a small number of seedlings. This is where they got attacked by the slug. I mostly have salads and kales left in here at the moment. The empty cells are in fact planted out in the green stock already. And then right here, I have my sunburst cherry that is slowly coming back to life. Now, moving through here, I have this leek that's about 2 years old now. I'm just gonna let it be there, but as you can see, it's also been attacked by whatever was attacking the other thing. And then some flowers here, and then check you out. And then I'm going to be planting some annuals here as well. And then the rose I've had, which is a peace rose that I bought a few years ago and moved in this garden a couple of times, is coming back to life. I was genuinely worried that after the last transplant it just wouldn't make it. And then down below it I have some daffodils. These are doubles. Don't know the exact name of them, but they are really quite lovely. My toddler absolutely adores them, which I enjoy personally. And then moving on to here, my generous gardener rose is coming into nice foliage. As you can see, there's a lot of damage after the winter. This is mostly fungal and frost related damage, so don't get me wrong, I grow that organically, but the roses I will spray with antifungal and anti-bug like there's no one's business. So I sort of literally pull out a sheet, wrap it around, and then spray like crazy. Right next to it I have a palm. This is fan palm, European fan palm. I don't remember the Latin name, but it's the suckers from it are just there. That's the parent. And then next to it there is the other blackcurrant bush that's also coming back into life right now, and this gorgeous jolly Japanese rose that is just so cute. These flowers are very small, but they're like little delightful pom-poms. I love them, love them, love them. And then as we move here, this does not cease to amaze me. This is a snapdragon. It is going on its 3rd year. I never knew that snapdragons would perennialize in my area. I am in the south of England where it is relatively warm. However, this bugger is surviving somehow and kind of thriving. You can see where I've cut off the dead ones, and it's just continuing to do its own thing. I really, really like it. And then next to it, I have some carnations over here as well as here. As you can see, plenty of weeds on the ground as well. Should take care of that. And some hebe in the back. Do you pronounce it hebe or hebe or hebe? I don't know. I pronounce it hebe. You know hopefully what I'm talking about. It's tripled in size at this point. It's growing inside the rose, or whether rose is growing inside the hebe, I don't know. But I wanted them to be mixed up really nicely, so I have foliage and color through the year in that spot, and it's starting to work out. And then over here, I have this conifer, which needs shaping, and some little hedges. Now, if you're wondering what on earth is this is my cat's favorite spot, so nothing grows there. And then just through here, not much going on. I have really trimmed my lavender heavily, and then I've also trimmed this lovely bottle brush quite heavily because it was so overgrown. It needs to be shortened and bushier, so that's what we're going for. And then I have all of these little wild creepers, which normally would be considered a weed. However, they're really pretty and they're really good ground coverage, so I'm gonna go with, no, they're not a weed, they're welcome, they look cute and they're free foliage. And that is really everything that's going on in the garden at the moment. Now for this green stock, I have some plants, and I should probably talk you through them completely separately, just because there's a lot of thinking that went into what I'm planting, how I'm planting, why I'm planting, and how I hope this grows me almost as much as the 3 garden beds already that I had in a lawn. But for that, maybe we'll talk another time. Thank you so much for visiting, and I'll see you next time.